Hey guys, this is Midnight Eater, and today I'm going to teach you how to make my meaty minestrone. Now here are the ingredients you'll need to make this delicious soup. You're going to need 1 can of tomato paste, 1 can of stewed tomatoes, 1 can of chickpeas drained and rinsed, 1 can of kidney beans drained and rinsed, 1 can of cannellini beans drained and rinsed, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, 1 medium onion chopped, 3 to 4 cups of cabbage diced into bite-sized pieces, 2 zucchinis diced into bite-sized pieces, 2 pieces of celery diced, 2 pieces of bacon diced, 1 pound of Italian sausage without the casing. I use mild, but you definitely can use spicy or hot, and 2 boxes of chicken broth. These both are 32 ounces. And of course, salt and pepper to taste. Now to start, I start with, of course, sauteing my bacon or frying my bacon. Now I normally like to fry my bacon for a soup a little bit darker than I do like it for breakfast. So I just keep tossing around the pan until I see it starts to add some color. Now here I've tossed in my Italian sausage, and as you can see, my bacon is really dark, but I like that better than, than soft bacon. So what I do is I let it cook, and I just keep moving it around, breaking it up into pieces until it is done. And once it's done, I then layer a paper towel in my colander, and I put my meat in there. And then I continue to press it with the using the napkins to get the extra grease out, like so. I think this helps. This makes me feel better about it. It's not so much grease floating around. So I continue to gently squeeze. There's some of the grease being released onto the napkin. And as you can tell, my colander is inside a container. I usually just wash out the same container that the meat came in, and that way the grease drips into there, and it makes for a really easy cleanup. So now I'm returning to the same pot. I'm adding my mushrooms. I'm going to saute my mushrooms until they are a nice brown color, and then I see some of the juices being released. And once that happens, I'm going to remove the mushrooms from the pot and set them aside in a plate to add them later on to the soup. Now I have added my onions and celery to the pot, and I'm going to saute these until they are translucent. So I'm going to stand over the pot and just watch them and make sure, they're not overcooked. Now I didn't show you, but I did add the garlic in there, and I'm going to add the zucchini, and I'm going to toss that around a little bit just to get it mingling with the onions and celery. And now I'm going to add in my beans, my drain and rinse beans to the pot. I'm going to go ahead and mix those around as well. Remember, those are my cannellini, kidney, and my chickpeas. And now I'm going to add in my can of stewed tomatoes. And as I stir, I use the spoon to just kind of break the stewed tomatoes up into smaller pieces. You can chop them up if you would like also, but I prefer to do it this way. Now I'm going to add my cabbage. Now, this for me is a good size cabbage cut up. If you want it cut smaller, you can do so. If you want it cut bigger or you want more, go ahead and do that. Okay? Now I'm adding my chicken broth. This is low sodium chicken broth. I prefer to use low sodium chicken broth, so if I want to add more salt later on, I can, and I never run the risk of my soup being a little bit too salty. So low sodium is always the way to go. All right, now I'm adding my tomato paste, and I suggest using the entire can. However, if you're not sure, you can use half the can. But I do think that the tomato paste gives the soup a nice rich red color, and it also adds some great taste. Okay, so now I'm going to give it one more good stir, make sure everything's combined and in there well. And I'm going to now let it simmer for about 20 to 25 minutes on medium low. Looky, looky, this looks great. You see that nice red color? I'm going to go ahead right now and add in those mushrooms. And if you just look at the redness and the richness of the soup, it looks great. I'm going to also add in my sausage and bacon mixture. Okay, we are at the finish line. I'm just going to stir this up to make sure that my bacon and sausage get a little heat going through it. And we are done. So now we have the finished product. This is my meaty minestrone. I hope you enjoyed cooking with me today. Please like, comment, and subscribe. See